What it do, y'all? Is Coffee back at it, man. And Kanye West done just all the hoopla, all the viral stunts, what's real, what's gimmicks, KKK outfits, swastikas, all this madness. He did something the other day. He confessed to violating his cousin, who later went on to body a pregnant woman and is sitting in prison to this day, where he belongs, right? He killed some pregnant lady. We all go through fucked up things in life, you know what I mean? Good must triumph evil. You can't lose your soul out here. But Kanye, like, this is disgusting, disturbing, and I haven't been in the blogosphere, but I haven't seen people speaking on this, man. Like, to hell with Kanye West. This dude is a cold weirdo, man, straight up. But then, I don't know if y'all saw this story. Another rapper was violated growing up, and it's raised for like a discussion as this podcast he was on when he spoke upon this. We're talking about N9ne, right? N9ne, man, first rapper I ever seen in a concert, the Independent Grind Tour, 2013, I believe it was. Rochester, New York. It was lit. Freddie Gibbs was there opening up. Chris Calico, who I guess him and Tech fell off. That shocked me a bit. It was lit. Like, if you've ever seen N9ne and like live performance, hit the comments and let me know. You know what I mean? Like, it was something special. It was a dope show to see. But Tech shared a story where he was the victim in a violation.
Something happens in 7th grade with the teacher. Can we go on that journey?
Man. I won't say no names.
Yeah.
She was young. She was 21. It all started when I showed her a picture of my father as a cop. You know what I'm saying? I had a picture of him in his LAPD outfit. And after that, after class, whenever everybody's leaving out, I'll be in there, and she would say, "Aaron is so cute." And she was beautiful, you know. And I was like, "Oh, thank you." But she used to do it every day. "Aaron is so cute." Then I got to skipping lunch to go visit her while she's by herself, you know.
But you guys ended up getting caught, right?
We got caught by a student walking by. They called us to the office and called the teacher to the office too. And I was sweating.
I bet.
And they say her name, this is alarming. And she's like, "I would never," with a student, you know. I remember her, you know, like pleading her case and being real serious, you know. Nothing happened. We didn't get in trouble because I didn't tell.
But you guys were you guys having
Yes.
in the classroom?
No, after school.
On school campuses, though?
No.
Okay.
Call home, see if you can help me after school. Can I help my teacher after school? And she'll bring me home, go to her house.
It's so hard for me to wrap my brain around that, because I know, coming from a man's point of view, it's like, oh, you got to bag the teacher, the older chick.
Like I said, I was in love.
Right. But if we switched places and it was a man doing that to a little girl,
it's over.
Like, you know, like, it's hard for me to kind of wrap my head around that.
And I don't...
Not be mad at her for what happened to you.
Yeah.
You know?
I appreciated it. Remember the last day of school in 8th grade, walking by her room, her classroom. And I walked by, I could see her in my peripheral. She had been married already and everything, changed her name. When I passed the room, I heard a voice say, "Hey." I'm like, she's like, "You're not going to give me a hug? I'm not going to see you again. You're going to the high school." Went and gave her a hug. Never seen her again.
She never tried to reach out to you or anything after that?
No. I ran away like years after that, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, from home, and on a quest to become N9ne, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's a dark story. I didn't realize how dark it was, you know what I'm saying? Now it's dark to me. You know what I mean?
No.
It's fucking dark as fuck.
But you know what? I think this is why I say you have such a beautiful testimony, because, like, you really are what you rap about.
I've read my life. All my stories are true. Don't blame my teacher for anything that's happened to me in my life, because I didn't look at it as because I was in love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in true, it is.
She groomed you. Love that you didn't internalize it as being molested, you know, but responsibly, I have to say, you know, like, if that was a man doing that to a little girl, we would all fucking lose our minds, you know?
I heard stories later on that I wasn't the only one. No.
See what I'm saying? It's predatory.
Yeah,
it's
I heard
very
some
predatory.
of my homies say, you know, so-and-so hit too. I'm like, huh?
All right, man. So y'all heard what it is, and you heard some of this stuff. Old girl, I forget her name. Apologies. I'm kind of bringing this to y'all. on the run, right? She was saying, hey, why is it like that in society that if this was a grown man in his 20s violating a little girl, what, 12, what grade did he say, 7th? So 12 or 13 years old at the oldest would have been the age of tech. And you see, he was in love. He was groomed. He didn't see anything wrong with it. And you heard him. He later ran away, got caught up in the streets, started gangbanging and all that. So he didn't really stay in school. His life diverted into a different chapter. And maybe that could have played a part in it. You know what I mean? We carry trauma around with us throughout our lives. And you don't really know you're dealing with it all the time. You know what I mean? But what do you guys think about that with the woman being on the other side? A lot of times in society, people don't look at it the same way. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's a grown woman violating a little boy and grooming him, you know? And you heard him. He thought he was in love and all that. You couldn't tell him nothing. And later on, again, he hit the streets and all that, but he did hear stories that he was not the only one. And you see the manipulation when it came down. She was like, no, like they got flat out caught by a student. And it's kind of crazy that did not get her in trouble, you know? But like those groomers, those manipulators, in all forms, in all fashions, are some. It's the manipulation levels are like sickening, and they're so good at manipulating, they are able to glide through life never facing consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like when someone's a manipulator, they got to get put on blast ASAP. Like, yo, I ain't buying the bullshit you're selling. You think I believe that? You know, but I don't know, you know, like if that teacher, it doesn't seem like later on she ever faced any consequences. And it was wild. There was a recent story where a teacher got caught up in this. This is not something that just happened like once or twice. This has happened many times. Female teachers violating their students, young boys, and some of them have parented children together and everything. Hell, you guys remember that Adam Sandler movie, That's My Boy, with Han Solo Burger? You know, like Adam Sandler played a character that was violated in school by his teacher. But that's kind of a good example of the way society looked at things, right? That he became a celebrity behind this and was in made-for-TV movies. And, you know, when the story picks up, it's way down the road in his life, and he's washed up trying to pay back taxes and stuff like that. And Vanilla Ice and him got the same talent agent, and Vanilla Ice is broke too. It was funny as hell. He said, man, come on, man. He also smashed Vanilla Ice mom. He was talking about, yo, come on, you got to have some kind of bread. Vanilla Ice, he called him Vanilla Bean Latte. He's like, you still got Ice Ice Baby. He said, Queen took half the royalties, Suge took the other half. Hell, when they play that, I owe money. You know what I mean? But funny movie and all that. Comment if you guys watched the movie, if it was funny too. But the fact that there is a comedy movie out there about this really is a testament to the fact that society looks upon this in a different way. You know, like, why? Something where the female is the one on the wicked tree. Like a lot of people don't look at it that way or whatever, you know, that like right there, pop culture, a hit movie was made behind that idea. But we just saw that happen recently. I remember it happened in the 90s. There was a news story where similar to the Adam Sandler movie, where there was a child that was born, and it's just it's pretty crazy, man. Pretty bugged the fuck out. But this is definitely something we got to talk about. As also, I remember growing up, there was a lot of individuals, like I mean a lot, that were their babysitter was on some ish like that, man. You know what I mean? And I remember the family across the street from me, like everyone was a weirdo in that family. It was bugged out, man. You know, like that sickness is just, it's twisted, it's demonic, it's evil, it's wicked. And, you know, as I always point out, man, there's spiritual warfare going on in this world. So everyone jump in the comments with your thoughts about what N9ne was talking about, and how that is looked upon differently if it's a woman. And what you think about Kanye West just flat out confessing to violating his little cousin. Like, it's twisted, man. So let's discuss it all in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to sub up to the channel. As always, this is Coffee. You know what I mean? We got to talk it up. Coffee talk on different issues with the people out there. So make sure to interact in the video, subscribe, and I'm going to get with y'all on the next one. Peace.